Good day. My name is Mark Mellor. I'm an attorney in Riverside, California. I've got a number of clients, both corporate and investor and individuals that are interested in establishing a corporate entity or limited liability company. I thought, since I have a number of clients in Upland, I could discuss with you some of the things you want to consider before you come and see someone like myself to set those entities up for you. The first thing I think that's important is that you, as a business owner, go see a certified public accountant. If you're already in business, you may already have one. If you're not and considering starting a new business, you may need to get one. If you need a referral, of course, I can give you one. But the important person to go see before we start out is the CPA. And the reason for that is there's a number of levels of taxation that could affect your business enterprise and can make you more profitable depending on the type of entity you choose. And that's why it's important from the get-go to know what we're going to establish for you. For example, with a corporation, we can choose between an S-corporation and a C-corporation. An S-corporation, the entity is basically taxed once, meaning the corporation earns income, but that flows through to the owner on a Schedule K 1040. So you're taxed once at the individual level, much like a partnership is. With a C corporation, however, the corporation itself is taxed at the corporate rate, and then the individual is taxed based on the devolving of income to that individual. So there's essentially a double taxation that takes place. And then you might ask, well, why would a person want to establish a C corporation if they're going to get doubly taxed on it as opposed to an S corporation? The reason for that is probably twofold. Number one, there's certain restrictions with an S corporation that don't exist with a C corporation. For example, you can't have only a certain number of investor clients or shareholders as an S corporation. There's no restriction on C. The type of shareholders you can have is also restricted with an S corporation. You can't have corporate shareholders, for example, whereas a C corporation, you can be a corporation and hold shares in a C corporation. And probably the other reason that is a distinction between the two, and one might choose one over the other, is that in a C corporation you can obtain certain deductions that are unavailable to you in an S corporation. So depending on your taxability, it might be more beneficial for you to get the double taxation if you can deduct other things from your income in a C corporation than you can in an S. And finally, I have certain investor clients dealing with real estate, for example, where a corporate entity is not beneficial for them at all, and rather their CPAs recommend for taxation purposes they establish a limited liability company. Now, an LLC or limited liability company is more beneficial because they get certain deductions for real estate related matters that they wouldn't get in a corporate setting. But also, you need to realize that with an LLC, as with a corporation, you still have the same liability protection for your assets. So there really is no distinction. If you have certain circumstances you think affect your particular situation or you'd like to discuss them, feel free to give me a call and I'd be happy to sit down with you and discuss those items with you so that we can get you started off on the right foot.